Hey guys, we're gonna try and make this video short. This is basically just gonna be exposing RU Mastermind for talking and having conversations with the enemy rival crew. Basically, he's been kicked from the crew to give you all a bit of an update, and here's the evidence and proof reasoning why. Obviously, we caught him out chatting to his brother because his brother's our rival. If you want to talk to him, you talk to him in real life. You don't need to talk to him online. There's no need. They haven't got any common things in common, you know what I mean? So apart from like talking about GTA perhaps. And yeah, so we called them out. He's most likely going to be joining their crew. I can already call it now. If not, then he'll be joining Massive Guns, Logical Fusion.
That motherfucker pushed it out on me. God damn it, Dave.
Because he's pretty much on good terms with two of our rival crews, so he's not exactly going to have the guts to go and set up his own crew, because he's like, you know, he's going to be an absolute fucking sleech off of somebody else's fucking crew by the sounds of things. And to be honest, good riddance to him. Here's all the evidence that we have, and hope you enjoy.
Mastermind lied to us about talking to his brother and the other people in his brother's rival crew. Now initially we gave a pass for this as he is his brother, because obviously he is a blood relation to him. But why we have a problem with him with this is because he felt the need to appear offline whilst he was doing this. Leader of the Righteous Unity crew Mesmerized joined the party accompanied with Sassy Lettuce, because at the time Sassy was still on Sketchy's friends list and the party was open. Note that Sketchy is no longer with us in the Righteous Unity crew, just remember. So we decided to go and goof on Sketchy in his own party, fooling around with the individual and generally wasting his time. We thought XGN SWAT man was in the party, as there was one person marked as unknown due to someone in the party appearing offline, but to our surprise it was Mastermind. We don't care that the brothers talk to one another, as that is only normal. Either way it was bound to happen, in real life, or online. Our standpoint on this was, it's not like you really need to talk to your brother online every hour of every day, when you will see him every day. But oh well, if he needed him that desperately, for example if their house was burning down in real life, then yeah, we would expect them to talk to each other, or in the morning on the run to school, of course. This is only common sense and should be treated that way. If you don't mingle the two lives you lead together, your online life and your real one, then there would have been no problem, but he was clearly unable to do so. Overall we expected them to talk, so we gave them a pass. We didn't care. The thing that rose our suspicions was that they were so defensive over this when we never challenged them about them talking, and in fact they were justifying their own actions and backtracking over their own argument, which both me and Sassy found rather disturbing to say the least. This rang alarm bells in both of our heads, as for them to be so defensive when we didn't even challenge them means that they were in the party doing and most likely discussing other things, and most likely doing much more than talking about the weather or school. I knew right then, especially with the help of Sassy and his detective skills, found out there was easily more to it than just talking. Put it this way, they are both terrible liars. So after we went and got into our own party and invited in Mastermind, we both asked him what was going on, as there was clearly something that he just wasn't telling us. So in this casual conversation that we had going back and forth casually, he claimed that they were only talking and that was it at first. Then it turned into a, quote, we were only talking and weren't playing together. Then me and Sassy challenged him. Then Sassy further challenged him again, and it turned into an adamant saying of, and quoting, I wasn't in his game, so we were to believe just that he wasn't in his gameplay, thus not breaking our code of conduct. Now this is quite obvious, but I feel the need to explain that our crew and their crew are not friends, they are rivals, so any conversation or talk between the two crews is thrown upon altogether. We are their critics and we are their competition. They want to be us. They are very similar to another crew known as Logical Fusion that also relishes in our shadow, that tries to run in our footsteps, but even them cannot stop us, and they will never know how we joined their games, but they will only wonder if there is something more helping us, giving us that bit more of a competitive edge. Faith that is always on our side, as after all we are righteous and we define what is right and what is wrong. We don't take ourselves seriously, but we lay down the morals and integrity that the game deserves. We make it fair for all gamers on the Xbox One platform. All gamers have the right to learn and know how to use all combative tips and tricks in aid to protecting themselves, families, friends, and especially their social groups. Getting back to the topic at hand, as we are rival crews, we wouldn't want him in the game with them. especially considering our history and our rather strong dislike for these people. So Sassy thought he would do some snooping and try to investigate a bit. So he checked out one of their rival crew members' activity feeds, and that's when he found this. This video came around, and it flawed everything. As seen at the bottom left of the screen on this capture, it shows he was lying all along. After the video came around, and we then proceeded to keep questioning him and asking him if he was playing or in the same game as him, he straight up lied to us, even though we had the evidence and then we shown him. After we show him it him, he then tried to change the subject by talking about other people's inactivity in the crew and even referencing Brickstar Gaming as an example, another flaw maybe, on his behalf. He then, after realizing that we weren't budging from the disagreement or subject matter, to change conversation topic. This done solely to secure his own crew placement within our crew without getting kicked out because of the lie. He then said a lot of rather important information regarding the rival crew. This information was stuff such as their crew base, which we found rather interesting. Then when we asked him to show us this said base, he completely backpedaled and started showing us a place on the map which would hold no importance, no strategic holdable positions, and other positions in which you would come to expect from a well-armed militia crew to be stationed. You don't expect a militia to be based up in one big mansion building area, do you? But after showing us one location and then another, which was in the general area of where the clip was taken from, leading me to believe it might be true. Area-wise this is, as it is right next to Fort Zancudo and the Devon Weston stilted mansion on the side of the hill, which I still think could possibly be their potential base location. The final pin drop for me was when we were talking and Mastermind cited a reference straight out of a film known as Four Lions. This is Four Lions, a rated R. 2010 crime/drama film written and directed by Christopher Morris, made with an association with Film 4. Popularity 3,440. Gone down statistically by 132%, making this a very unliked and dated film to say the least. Information from imdb.com. Although it is a popular film, originally I. Mesmerized was the one who told an individual known as XGN SWAT-man about this film, and as you do, he got obsessed with it and still most likely loves it today. But if it wasn't for me showing XGN SWAT-man that film, he wouldn't have been so obsessed with it. Now how is this linked, you may ask? Well, what I know from experience with this XGN SWAT-man character is that he has most likely shown this to Mastermind, and the film probably to his brother as well, as it's a good comedic film and is an alright film, but it's not that big of a film. The film production, the label, and even the publishers are all quite unknown. That is why I am claiming that they are talking. Another traitorous act to our creed. The problem with this is because he is in the rival crew. Now this is also making Mastermind look like a deceptive individual, even more as he clearly said initially when we caught him and his brother in a party together speaking that he was only talking to his brother. We believe not. XGN SWAT-man is in the rival crew, and now if we recall, Mastermind said he was talking to his older brother and his brother only. He emphasized this point immensely, not in his gameplay, I might add, even though we found that to be a lie. So none of this information makes him look like a double-crossing bad guy in this situation, now does it? If you're saying no, he isn't a bad guy, no, it's time to let the aftermath and clean up crew commence. As if that was not enough evidence already. Enough evidence to prove that he is going behind our back and talking to our enemies and rivals. 2 hours later we check his activity feed and surprise, surprise, guess who he added? None other than the XGN SWAT-man himself. But oh, no, not on his main account, but yes on his second account, formerly named Filth Flame before name change. Image proof of activity feed updates saying he has changed his name from Filth Flame to Ace Militia HQ. He had added on his friends list Ace Militia HQ, which is the former account named Filth Flame, which was used as a spying account from none other than XGN SWAT-man in older and former past situations. Well, that name change perhaps. How do you know it's this SWAT-man character I speak of? You may ask. Well, how do you know it's him? 1. Farming Simulator in the achievements. 2. Activity feed says otherwise as seen on screen before. 3. His crew he is in right now is called Ace Militia Gaming's. Not a far throw in contrast from Ace Militia HQ now, is it? Is it at all? Oh wait, no it isn't. We know it's you, SWAT-man, expect us as we come for you. You are our main target. Be ready, you can't hide forever. In private sessions. Yes, we still watch you. Yes, we still hunt you. And yes, we will come for our revenge. Well, where did he get the idea for that name change on his second account, you might add? Well, maybe from my other account that I own, that is called the name of my crew, Righteous Unity. Proof: I have a second account called Righteous Unity, which he would know about as he has blocked me on that account, as I know from when I tried to add him on it that one time. Here is an image for proof of him blocking me. Image here. I can't add him. This means I have been blocked from him. That's fine, I respect his wishes to not receive any verbal or typed message from me. But when we get into the game, there will be a different scenario about to take play. A scenario where he can't hide, and a scenario where he can't rely on others to play for him. A scenario where he will be tested on his skill level, not his over-the-headset antics and unloyal behavior. In conclusion, if you weren't guilty, why and what was with the need to delete Ace Militia HQ off of your activity feed? Yeah, that's right, we caught you out. And not only that, but we got evidence to prove. On screen is an image of his activity feed unaltered. Now you have none other than Ghost Shooter to thank for this first photo taken off of a phone. So not inspect, eliminated or altered in any way. No, it's 100% truth. Also on here now is a more modern look at your activity feed, taken off of my personal phone. No wait, you attempted to hide someone. Ace Militia Gaming's perhaps. No wait, sorry. I'm an Ace Militia HQ, didn't he? And by that name we all know that it's XGN SWAT man. And now that all is said and done, we don't hate Mastermind, but we despise him. We will never let him back into return to the crew. For this blatant act of betrayal he has been blacklisted, hence he will never be able to join again. Warning: crew service announcement. So if you are a member of Righteous Unity, if you could follow the link in the description. If you have him on your friends list, then we kindly ask for you to simply block him. This will show loyalty, strength, and not only that, but it will help unite Unity in a time of need. In final thoughts, you personally, Mastermind, are a scumbag, and have further proven yourself to be one, by not owning up and coming clean, trying to hide the truth, all while at the same time digging yourself a bigger hole. You laid the bed sheets, now it is time to sleep in them. Know that we will not have communications with one another from this day forth. Don't think we will forget about you.
For me to give up, I feel it's time. Got a picture of you beside me. Got your lipstick mark still on your coffee cup. Oh yeah.
Humiliation.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a video on Righteous Unity ranks and roles coming out soon. Remember to stay righteous.